Hey guys, Scott Alexander King here from Animal Dreaming Publishing. Just thought I'd have a bit of a chat about my journey, and I thought we might also showcase some of the titles that we've been able to, have had the privilege of self-publishing for a couple of our Aussie authors. As you know, I many years ago started off my writing career as a self-published author, you might have seen this book around the traps. It's no longer in print, obviously. It's been picked up by another Australian publishing company, and it's distributed through their network. But this is the original version. This is the beginnings of it all. This was the book that put me on my path as a career author and public speaker and presenter. I don't know if you can hear that or not. That's my geese honking in the background there, just to offer their support. Yes, I started off my career as a self-published author, and I'm very, very proud of that fact. It was a very interesting journey, but back then, people didn't really see self-publishing as a viable path to follow. They didn't see it as having a sense of authenticity. Like, real authors didn't self-publish was the belief back then, failing to consider the fact, of course, that Louise Hay, who established and created the world's biggest and most successful mind, body, spirit publishing company in the world, Hay House, started her journey as a self-published author with her first affirmation decks that she produced. We don't consider that, do we? We assume that Hay House has always been there, that it's it's established and always has been. Well, it started off with Louise Hay being a self-published author, and that's how it created. So let's just put all that out of our mind. We are now in a different age, we're in a different era, and self-publishing is very much a celebrated form of publishing. I think people still get it confused with vanity publishing. Vanity publishing basically is where someone might produce a book, publish it, and then announce themselves as a published author, but produce maybe like 10 or 15 copies purely to give to family and friends. And that's where back in the day, that's probably where the whole concept of self-publishing got its reputation. Vanity publishing and self-publishing are two very different things, particularly the way we do it. Self-publishing for us is a powerful platform on which to launch yourself, not just as a speaker or as a presenter, but also as an author in your own right. It's very, very rewarding to be able to have an event and to be able to offer your titles that you've produced yourself for sale for people who've attended those events. And not everyone's going to be successful in being picked up by a traditional publisher, because they have very strict guidelines. They have a list of gaps that need filled by their authors. So they don't, just pick up any people. If they've already got, for example, a person that's writing a cookbook, say, on, meat pies, they're going to get behind that author and they're going to make sure that author is, best-selling. They're not going to then start traditionally publishing 15 other authors who want to write cookbooks on meat pies. It's not a good business decision for them to make. So, what happens with all those other authors who want to write cookbooks about meat pies? They're going to, do they just give up? Not today, not in this day and age. Self-publishing is a very powerful platform to get yourself known, particularly with all the social media opportunities that we have now, which we didn't have back when I started. I didn't have any of that. Email was really still quite new, so it's a whole new world. So I just would like to show you two of our self-published titles. These are both books that focus on numerology. They're both by different authors, same theme, different target audience, and that's why we are excited to, as a self-publishing company, to be able to offer people who do write about similar things to showcase their work in different ways, but in a way that also supports one another. Now, all our authors, they all know each other. They're connected on social media. We have places for them to. We have places for them to be able to get together and to share their resources and support one another. And even though they're both located on different sides of Australia, and they've written about the same topic. Both these authors are able to support one another. This lovely lady, she's written a numerology book centred on children. So, as a parent, how we can best support our children by looking to their numbers and their makeup, those archetypal energies, basically, that make up who we are. And as parents, I think we grab at every opportunity we can to better understand our children, and this book was written with that in mind. This book, on the other hand, Numerology in Your House, is same concept, but helping us to understand why, we move into one house and it works for us, and we walk into another one, it just doesn't feel right. And it can be that the energy of that house and the energy that we carry innately within ourselves, just they don't blend or they don't match, and maybe because of the the numerological influences at work there. Why we're showing both these books is because I want you to understand, as a self-published author, you might think, oh, I can't write that, someone else has written that. It's all about knowing your audience, and it's knowing, as a publishing company, it's our job to help you to, best showcase what you're doing to target that audience. And knowing that we've already got other authors who are interested in writing about similar things, we have a chat to them, and we, work together as a team to make sure that your work's going to be supported by someone else. Now, both these authors, their books sit together on the same shelf. We've created them the same size. You might think, well, it's competition. No, in fact, this is like a little series that could be, each author they see themselves as being part of a series. So this lady's work supports this lady's work and vice versa. It's very, very powerful. And this might not happen if you went through a traditional publishing company because, as I said earlier, it doesn't make business sense to publish two numerology authors. Why not get this lady to write about this topic as a traditional author? Why would you do that as a self-published author when you can work together with the publishing company and the other authors to create a really powerful platform? Anyway, I just wanted to have a chat about all that, to showcase what we're doing, to introduce you to some of our authors and their work, and to help you understand that, that is what makes us different. I'm an author first and a publisher second. I have multiple products on the market, and I understand what it means to be an author. I understand what it means to be, wanting to get your message out there and not really knowing where to start. I understand what it means to be, treated well and not so well by our industry, and that's what we're doing to create that safe place, that platform on which to launch and to get your message heard and to get yourself published. All right, well, thanks so much, guys. Lovely to speak to you, and hopefully we'll catch up again real soon. If you'd like to read more about what we're doing, understand better what it is that, what we do and why we do it, check us out at animaldreamingpublishing.com. Love to hear from you. Bye-bye.